This video is going to show you how to enroll a management unit in the PAMF Web Hub. So the first thing that you're going to need to do is view or go to ismtrack.org or pamfportal.net. It will just reroute you to the same page. There are two ways to enroll a management unit or to get to that page. You can click that tile or use the drop-down menu and select Enroll a Management Unit. So click on either one and it will take you to the Enroll a Management Unit homepage. The first thing you can do is give your management unit a name. In this case, we're just going to call it Test MU for Test Management Unit. There's no criteria. So the next step is to upload either a GPX file, or the less ideal option, because it's not as accurate, is to draw the perimeter of your management unit on the map. So we utilize Google Earth to do this, so we do encourage you to visit your management unit prior to drawing it, because that will give you the best idea of where the frag actually is that you're planning to manage. So using the map, you can navigate to the site where you are trying to enroll the management unit. Use that polygon feature, and that's going to allow you to start drawing a polygon. So all you do is you click points, and you can essentially just trace the area that you are intending to manage and thus would like to enroll as a PAMF management unit. And once you've done that, it's going to give you an estimate of the acres. And so in this case, it's 0.357 acres. If all that looks right, then you can move on to the questions below. The first question asks if there is a stem density gradient throughout the management unit. This means that the stems are going from more dense to less dense. If the answer is no, then it's going to ask you a hydrologic gradient. So is it going from wet to drier throughout the management unit? If that's also no, then using the compass feature, you're going to say, what's the longest cardinal direction? So this is going to show where your transect is going to be, and thus your monitoring location. So you can actually kind of double check yourself using the map. So yep, that looks right to me. Let's go ahead and just try another option so you can see. Yeah, that doesn't look quite as right. So yep, I'm going to go back to my my first option, the northwest by southeast. We can move on to the other questions. The first one is there Phragmites immediately present outside the border of your management unit? And this would be immediately outside would be, okay, maybe Phragmites could grow within 1 year. So if the answer is no, go ahead and move on. Is there any portion of the management unit boundary that's shared? And if the answer is yes, do you observe any non-native Phragmites growing outside the property boundaries? Has this management unit been treated in the last 5 years, either using glyphosate or Mazapir? If you answer yes to either of them, then it's going to ask how many years of the past 5 years have you treated with that product. Next, we just want to know a little bit of information about how you would classify the habitat type, and this might be, if Phragmites was indeed not present at the site. In this case, I'd say that riparian is probably the best option, although you can select as many as are appropriate for your management unit. After that, we want to know what about the hydrologic regime. So is your management unit wet most of the year? So is there standing water? Is it moist? So standing water, but less than 50%, or is it dry? No standing water. In this case, it's wet. The next questions are going to be about your management restrictions. So are you able to apply herbicide, or are conditions ever appropriate to cut underwater? And then the third question is, can you control water levels on the entirety of your management unit? What these questions are doing is helping us to restrict the management guidance that you receive. So we won't tell you to herbicide if you cannot. We always encourage you to add photos. And then the final question is giving permission for the management unit to be available, including your management unit name, your name and email address on the PAMF portal website, which is just available to others who also have accounts on the PAMF portal. And then once you're ready, you can go ahead and submit. You will see this pop up, nothing's wrong, and this is just letting you know that we need to review your management unit just to make sure that all of the questions have been answered, but also that the transect is in the right location. So after you hit close, then you're going to go back to this management. It will navigate you back to this management unit homepage, and this is where you will be able to submit reports or view reports or do a variety of other things in the future.